Banking is changing, and we need to adopt. Over the past 10 to 12 years, we usually say that we've seen about 65,000 branches across Europe being closed down. We believe that the main change for the banking industry is driven by our customers. Our current customers get influences from the likes of Netflix and Uber and other online services. And we have to adopt our industry to that as well, and our offering. I would say that this wave of change is making yesterday's great product a commodity of tomorrow, and we just need to stay ahead of that. For Northmill as a neobank, this is all about creating the right conditions and the environment to allow our products to change according to our customers' need. There's right now within Northmill a big project being rolled out with regards to our data lake and how we deal with data within the company to make sure we can build these intelligent and relevant products for our customers. So with that, I, Tobias Palmborg, CTO at Northmill, and over to you, Fredrik.
Yes, Fredrik Jansson. I'm head of sales engineering at Snowflake here in the Nordics. And today we will present a little bit about why we entered this partnership to realize these challenges and future conditions for Northmill together, and also explain a little bit about what we mean by expect the unexpected in a situation like this, and how we built for that, and to give some maybe even real life lessons learned from the journey so far, right?
Right. So why this partnership, and what is Northmill looking for in a partnership like this? So first of all, the basics, right? Being a bank with a banking license, security and control around privacy and data is fundamental, right? Something we absolutely don't compromise with. But the basics apart, and I have to say that this partnership really fulfills that. But the basics apart, I would say that what we're looking for in a partnership like this is really a company that is future-proof in the sense that they can also adapt and change to the ever-changing environment. We're looking for a cloud-native, cloud-based company, being ourselves being 100% cloud-native. That is important for us. It's also a proof in our minds that you're adaptable to change. So I'd say that there are four things really we're looking for when selecting a partner like this, right? We want the culture and the mindset in the company to be pretty similar as our own. We are asking questions like, how often do you release when we talk to partners, right? A fast release cycle enables you to adapt to the ever-changing environment. We need to have someone that is stable and reliable at this point, but always looks ahead and looks what's out there, what's next, and being able to adapt to those ever-changing conditions is important for us. So it is, for us, it's a bit of a excursion selecting a partnership like this, and we allow it to take some time because we really think this is important for enabling our future growth and the ability to scale. I think you wanna add something to that, Fredrik?
Yeah, if I were to add something to that, I really just want to say that sharing this common vision and understanding of sort of the reality and industry of both companies in this partnership is really key. We are in many ways doing this journey together, and as we will highlight in this presentation quite a few times, things are changing so fast today. Nothing is really static in this world, neither in banking nor in technology, right? So speed is everything. And having that technology to support that is great. But having the relationship and the understanding of how both of these parties benefit from that is perhaps even more important, I think. And all of this is true for partnerships. And this is why we, on Snowflake side, as a partner providing a solution, in this case for a neobank that's growing fast and continues to explore and develop, really have to understand what their aim is, right? What is the roadmap for the bank? And all of this has never been more important. So Snowflake as a solution is growing, and that's a very large challenge in itself. And being able to bring back both experiences and practices from other customers of different sizes, from different industries, gives us the ability to support Northmill on their journey. But at the same time, we are infusing our understanding of the challenges and the solutions that we need to further evolve our technology, the platform, ecosystem around it, and better support our partners like Northmill. Going even a little deeper into that, I think that the component of culture match when entering a partnership like this should be a factor as well. In this case, Northmill and Snowflake are both companies that are in their own ways challenging the status quo of their industries, right? Challenging these established structures and traditional solutions in the markets. And in this, I think that we find a match in both attitude and drive. So while we are at this point, both mature companies, we also need the mindset and that drive of the startups to do this journey, right? We're both entering this new phase and quest to grow things, right? And this has really helped us in both the conversation and having a common ground in doing this project together, right? So I think that's one of the key aspects that we're both looking for.
Yeah, I just to fill in on that a little bit. I think the fact that what we see as commodity and where we want to use partners, you're really sort of excelling within your area and lifting that above commodity as well, right? So again, I think it's a good match that you're progressing within your area, and that in itself allows us to progress in our area. So it's a good match. Okay, so as we say, change is the only constant, and we really need to expect the unexpected. And here's where sort of this project comes into really into play. It's being able to give data to the right person at the right time to make the right decisions is really key for us to drive the product development that we do. It's not. I mean, some say we need to allow everybody to have all the data, right? It's not about that, and especially now with the privacy discussion around Europe and the world. I think it's more about making sure that the right data is with the right decision maker, and we really want to enable our product teams that drive our sort of products and technology and the customer experience to be able to access these data in a timely manner when they have to make the right decisions. So in our vision to be the most intelligent bank, I think it's really important that our product teams have the right relevant insights at the right time. It's also a fact of scalability and efficiency on how we deal with data during this rollout. We've seen examples of entering a new market or adding a new product, what usually took weeks just to get the data in to process it and produce a report is now a matter of days instead. So it's really good for our efficiency and making sure we have the relevant data in place.
And I think that this approach that you are having together with us to expect the unexpected in these situations, right? Being able to roll out to a new market in a very short time once you make the decision, in a way really summarizes the quite massive requirements that's not put on only the technology, but also on the growing organization, right? So how do we meet those kind of requirements? And I think that everybody that's been in this business have heard or even been part of these massive data projects at large companies. It could be a centralized data warehouse or a global data lake that all aim to meet these challenges in one fell sweep, right? But instead, they ended up as these massive investments in time and money. And at the end of the day, the data still remain landlocked. It sits within a single department and team. So just as Tobias pointed out, empowering the organization and the workers in the different roles in the organization with the data, when you're doing that, you're not only breaking down the barriers between these divisions and functions, you are in effect enhancing your ability to meet these challenges and change. And I really believe that an organization's ability to adapt to a changing environment is very much correlated to the ability to take in, analyze, and act on insights based on data. So if the ability to work with and analyze data is sort of restricted to a subset of an organization, then the ability for that organization as a whole to change and adapt is restricted to that subset's ability to drive change. Now, if you, on the other hand, from the start, enable your organization to access the data with the right controls and security, obviously, but allow them to access it and analyze it and work with it, then the ability to drive that change throughout the organization really sits with the entire organization and not just a single team. Sounds easy, right? But I think that there are a number of key requirements that we need to work with and fulfill for this to work. And just as Tobias pointed out, first and foremost in any of these conversations, when it comes to a financial services type of business, security has to be integral. It has to be pervasive of the entire solution and platform from the start. And security needs to scale as you grow, right? It's not something you're adding as an afterthought on top of what you already built, right? Because then it just becomes a buy note and it's not scaling with you, right? And, aside from that, having the ability to start small, pay for what you use and what you need, and scale in the same model, those are all key aspects that are helping you on this journey, right? So I think those are the technical requirements that are driving organizational change and abilities.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. And I really want to emphasize on the fact that Northmill, again, we're building on top of Snowflake, right? So a lot of the stuff that Fredrik is talking about here, we get kind of for free. Of course, there's a cost to it as well, but we don't have to spend resources and time on this because it's built in within the solution. So a good partnership again. As Fredrik said as well, I guess you've all been involved in rollouts and projects kind of like this, but we still want to share some lessons learned from our perspective. And I think really that the first one is really a key here to have the right stakeholders from day one. And given that Northmill, when we try to scale, we want to scale with as autonomous teams as ever possible, which sometimes means that we need to have a lot of stakeholders in place to get a picture of the entire organization. But I'd say it's well worth it, and it's super important to have the product knowledge in place early in these projects.
I can only agree, and I can say from the lens of a sort of technology provider here, sometimes the technical solution is isolated in a technical discussion, right? And while I love nothing more than discussing those technical challenges and solving tough engineering problems, it only gets you so far in these discussions, right? For instance, if we discuss how we can replace an existing data solution with Snowflake, that means that we can get like a great performance boost or cost saving or something like that. But it only solves a tactical problem for that organization. It's not until you bring in the right stakeholders and all of the stakeholders into this discussion that you can start seeing that piece of technology as an enabler to drive a different kind of business, where you can really start seeing business values coming out. And really the what we would like to call game changers in their own right. And those conversations might not be about, running a little faster or even a lot faster than the competition. It might be trying to figure out if you even have to run that stretch at all and how you can use that technology to drive a different kind of solution and business, really. So getting the stakeholders from not just technology in there is super important, I think.
Yeah, and so the second bullet, so sort of business knowledge in this project is key for us, right? This is not a project that is driven from a BI developer perspective or the analytics department, right? This is the entire company going into this because the relevance of data is so important, and how we set up the data is going to impact how how easy we can get the data to our products and in what way that is done. So I think it's extremely important. And again, I emphasize on products and the way we organize Northmill around our product developers. Having that right business knowledge is key for us. Last but not least, I'd say that you need to be a little bit of a salesperson and evangelizing when you do these kind of projects. Informing the organization is key. Again, get the stakeholders in early, make sure you have the right business knowledge, and keep everybody informed throughout the project, and set the right expectations on what they can they do with this when it's launched. Okay, so last slide, but not least, kind of just want to summarize. Adapting to the ever-changing environment is a key for us. This project is an enabler. Having data at hand when needed to make the right decision is going to be crucial for us, and I think for most of you out there as well going forward. I think also choosing a partnership like this really enables us to focus on what we're good at Northmill, building products, relevant, intelligent products for our customers, right? We don't want to spend massive amounts of our employees and time on setting up the infrastructure and making sure we have a good product underneath. And this is what we get from Snowflake in this case. So really it's about having our product engineers and product teams to focus on developing new products. And we usually say that 90% of our engineering department is about building new products, and only 10% is actually about maintaining stuff. That is the future of what we think is a good model for using SaaS and partners that are relevant to us.
Yeah, I think that this journey that Northmill has been on really shows that partnerships in business and technology are not just a way to build solutions, but really brings out the best of two worlds, and kind of holds this beautiful potential of challenging and disrupting what is established in the market. So I'm really happy to have been part of this journey with Northmill and seeing the benefits of both worlds coming into play here. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Fredrik. And with that, thanks to all of you for listening, and thank you from Stockholm FinTech for arranging this. And take care, stay safe, wash your hands, and have a good day.
Thank you.